Hello, everybody. Good morning. Sunday Adelaja here. Shegun Fatuma, who are you greeting? Pastor Rick what? My name is not Rick Warren. Shegun Fatuma, maybe you're on the wrong platform today. Glory Bay, good morning. Baye, good morning. Ngoya Sharis, good morning. Nkiru Jimadu, good morning. Rochelle White, good morning. Eric Osadolo, Joseph Kwanai, Fidelis Usman, Jake Oke, Pat Agbons, Daniel Oshoma. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today, another day today. Bolaji Martins, good morning. Noel Okushuku, good morning. George Zulu, Abby Kosh, good morning. Gladys Unshank, Mary Mugure, Enoch Walk, Martin White, good morning to all of you. She Sandra, good morning. Nancy Mubanga, good morning. TY, good morning. Eric Osadolo, good morning. Oh, Pat Agbons is having a birthday today. Wow. In Jesus' name, we join hands together with you, wishing you a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. We release the grace of God upon you, the blessings of God, the favor of God, and the mercy of God. God's visitation and heavenly blessing be released on you today. And may this year be a new year of experience with God, blessings and favor. In Jesus' name. Amen. Well, let's quickly go and share out the link to this program with as many people as possible. So, we're starting, just before we start the message, I would like to ask all of you to look for the share button. Look for the share button on your computer or on your telephone, and let's quickly go and share that button. Go press the share button so that, because once we begin, you might not have time to do that. So let's quickly go and do it. Go press the share button, and go press the share button and write something for the girls. Write something so that people will know what to expect. Write something for your friends or for the people you like to see this. So, and that's the way you get a copy as well. For you to get a copy of this message, just press that share button. It will come up to your stage. So you'll be able to have a copy on your own timeline and be able to watch it as many times as you wish to. And write some things, write some notes, some remarks, some comments, so that people will know exactly what to expect. So today we are continuing to talk to the ladies. We are going to continue to talk to the ladies. And this topic of today is tips for ladies to become self-sufficient. So I want to give our ladies some tips that will help them become self-sufficient. Tips for ladies to become self-sufficient. Tips for ladies to become self-sufficient. Just some practical stuff. And these things will be dealing with what the stereotypes of people about women, and also some of them are not stereotypes, some of them are actually real issues that women battle with, the real issues that women battle with, the real challenges that women have. And so I'm going to be giving some tips and some ideas on how women could battle some of the weaknesses that that women struggle with, just in the area of becoming self-sufficient, So the tips I'll be giving today are directed in making every girl whole inside, in making every woman become self-sufficient inside herself. So the key is that you should be whole inside first. I mean, you could have so many things outside. You could have cars, you could have house, you could have cosmetics, you could have makeup, you could have your clothing, you could have, physical things. But those physical things, they don't make you to be really satisfied. They don't make you to be really totally self-sufficient, self-reliant, and self-fulfilled. So what the tips I want to give to you today are tips that will help you to be self-fulfilled inside yourself. These are going to be values that you could hold on to, things that will build you up and that will give you confidence as a woman and as a lady, that will not allow other people to manipulate you or to put you down, or even for you to put yourself down. Just ideas that will make every girl to become wholesome in herself, to become totally satisfied in herself, to become independent, first of all, inside. These are tips and wisdom that will just help you to become satisfied with yourself. And you know what, girls? If you will become satisfied within yourself, if you will become really happy with yourself, if you will know how to make yourself satisfied inside, how to reach that status and that place of harmony within yourself and harmony with yourself, if you could get there, you will be less susceptible to manipulation from the culture, manipulation from the public, manipulation from the crowd, manipulation from everybody. Everybody else is trying to tell you how to live. Everybody else is trying to tell you what is right for you and what is not right for you, as if they control your life. Everybody wants to manipulate you, control you, and and rule your life for you. And the reason why women fall into that trap is normally because they don't have that feeling of self-fulfillment. They don't have that feeling of self-sufficiency. So, but when you have it, you don't need to be under the pressure of doing what everybody says. You will not need to feel that pressure that you have to go and marry, you have to get a husband, or you have to have children, or you have to do this or do that. You will be satisfied all by yourself. And once you are satisfied with yourself and with God, all of that things are just, are secondary. It's your life. It's about you. It's not about everybody else. So what are these tips that I want to give you? Number one, the number one tip that I want to give you today is women are known to be hysterical. I'm sorry, this is just a. I'm not saying women are like that necessarily, but I'm just saying this is the stereotype, all right, that follows women everywhere. And there is a basis for it, okay? There is a reason why people have that impression about women. And the impression is that women are hysterical, emotional beings that just want to fight from nowhere, or start a fight, or pick a fight from little things. That women are always having fight and conflict with one another. Women are always, that people always say women cannot be friends, or women cannot be friends for so long. They will always fight, they will always have a conflict, or with their husband. Every husband is always afraid, I don't want a wife that is hysterical. I don't want a wife that is capricious. I don't want a wife that is always moody, or that is having mood swings, or that is always fighting, that is always arguing, that is always shouting. Everybody is trying to avoid a hysterical woman. And that, so this is the stereotype that is out there. And that stereotype is not just from the sky that is picked. It's not just taken from nowhere. It's because of the way women are built. They are more emotional. And when things pain them, And when things happen in their lives, they respond. And some of the way they respond, they seem to, create that impression that women are not normal, that women are not always, adequately behaving in situations. And that is sad. And that's why I think that, we should let the women, we should help the women to actually become independent inside, and to become self-satisfied inside, self-sufficient inside, to be fulfilled, so much that they will know how to avoid that kind of impression and how to avoid those kind of conflicts. So those are some of the tips I want to give you. So the first tip I will be giving you today will be to deal with that impression of abnormally emotional late woman. That woman is just abnormally emotional, hysterical, emotional, abnormal, capricious. And so what do? The first thing I want to advise you is this. How do I say this? Don't live your life trying to prove a point. Don't live your life trying to prove a point to everybody that you are right, or that, they should listen to you, or they must listen to you, they must hear you out. Try not to live a life of argument. Try not to live your life trying to prove to everybody else that you are right and they are wrong, or they don't understand you, or you want to get them to understand you. Take it easy. Just make sure you understand yourself. Make sure you know the truth. Make sure you are convinced about your position. And those people who don't want to hear you out, or who don't want to listen to you, is their problem. Is their problem. Don't think it is your duty to make everybody understand you, or to make everybody believe you. So that will save you from the erroneous picture of the hilarious woman, and that is so hysterical, that is always pushing away, that is always trying to argue, that is always trying to, make a point, and always arguing, and always shouting, screaming, fighting, conflicting, quarreling. You will just save yourself from all that. You will just save yourself from all that. All that stereotype and all that bad impression, if you would learn to be satisfied with yourself. If you learn to be satisfied with yourself inside, you know your position, you know why you're doing what you're doing, forget about what everybody else thinks. Tell them your opinion, share with them what you think, and leave them to take their decision. If they want to really hear you out, they will come and ask you questions. If they don't come to ask you questions, convince yourself. And once you have convinced yourself, move on. Stop trying to push yourself on people. Stop trying to argue every point. Stop trying to fight for every opinion, that they must understand you, they must hear you out. It paints the wrong picture about you. It shows you as somebody that is not a lady, not a lady that you are supposed to be. You are supposed to be a lady. You are supposed to be respected. You are supposed to, be fragile, and So don't try to argue your way out. Don't try to push your way out on anybody. Leave them alone. If they understand, okay. If they really need to hear you out, they will come back and ask you. If they don't come back and ask you, make sure you convince yourself. Once you convince yourself, remain in that peace. Keep your peace. Keep your peace. Be in peace with yourself. And once you're in peace with yourself, move on and do the other thing. Don't live in that and begin to worry yourself and begin to think and suffer. Oh, this person did this person did this. Oh, they didn't understand me. This is just move on and stop thinking about it and stop suffering for it. Okay? Because what happens is that in most cases, when you begin to try to, communicate your point and argue your point and enforce your own opinion on the other person, it doesn't matter if this person is a woman or a man, they begin to also fight for their own positions as well. And that ends up in conflict. And you begin to argue, and the other person wants to be right and you want to be right, and everybody is fighting for their own right and for their own position. The only thing you need to know is to make sure that you clearly stated your position. You have stated your position, leave it alone. If they didn't hear, let them ask you a question. If they don't ask you a question, don't argue with people. If a lady will argue less, if a lady will fight less for her own position of being right all the time, even in your own family, you have less conflict. Even with your spouse or your husband, you will have less fight. But if you are going to be fighting all the time, they will just paint the ugly picture of you. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want everybody to be thinking that you are just hysterical, you are just a conflicting lady, you are just arguing and all that. So leave them alone, move on, and the truth will always come out anyway. The Bible says there is nothing that is hidden that will not come out. So don't worry, it will come out. It will work itself out. All right, that's number one point that I want you people to know. And be satisfied. Convince yourself. Try to convince others less. Number two. The number two thing I want to say is also connected to another weakness that people associate women with. And this weakness is that women which is not a lie, because this is a reality, because this is the way women are created. This is part of the nature of women. And that nature, that aspect is that women tend to fall in love with what they hear. And just like men fall in love with what they see, women fall in love with what they hear. And women like to hear things, but as a result of that, a lot of women have become victims of lies. They have become victims of wicked people who lie to them and break their hearts. So for you to avoid heartbreak, you need to be satisfied. You need to learn to develop satisfaction in yourself. And because, men, knowing that women just want to hear the right words, men have become masters in flattering. Men have become masters in flattering. So men will tell you stories that never existed, stories that don't even exist. They will just come up with some names and with some stories. Some of them will even go and rent a car that does not belong to them. Some of them will tell you, take you to a house or show you pictures of, relatives, or, people will just, so many women have suffered from flattering of men. So many women, because they want to hear, and they tend to believe some of the things they hear. So how do you combat with that? That is another thing I want to address today. This is the second point I want to give to the ladies. How do you combat and fight against falling into the same trap over and over again? The trap of lies, the trap of deception, the trap of, hearing and believing and being deceived and being led down one way or the other. First time being led down, second time being led down. How can you avoid that disappointment of believing and then discovering that the person cannot be trusted or the person cannot be believed? And how do you get yourself delivered from that? How can a girl be insinuated, be protected from that kind of deception. And it all comes from self-sufficiency. But how can self-sufficiency help you be protected from the lies of men, of others, of men especially? Well, especially since it's the nature of the girl, since it's the nature of the woman. So if it is her nature to always hear and she falls in love by what she hears, how could she possibly be protected from it? Either she should not hear or she should not listen, but she has to listen now to even know who to pick or who to believe or who to marry at the end of the day. Well, there is a key. There is a key to getting yourself protected, secured, and insulated from this kind of deception of the ears. And that is this principle I'm giving now, this second principle. And the way to do that is by give yourself a principle, record this in your mind and remember this, that as a lady, you only believe people not by what they say, but after they have acted. Don't believe them by what they are saying. Believe only their actions. So it must be a principle for the girl. If you don't have that principle as a woman, you are going to be deceived so many times. You are going to be let down. You are going to be heartbroken so many times. So the thing that is right for the woman to do is to have it on top of their mind, that at the back of their mind, that, okay, as a woman, since this is our weakness, we fall in love with what we hear, and we fall in love by hearing, and by our hear, okay, I will not believe anybody. Let them talk. Let them just say anything they want to say. I want to see action, because actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. So you want to judge people not by their words, because that is the weakness of women. Because women are enticed by words. You can be listening. You can still be enticed by words and listen to the words. Listen as many times as possible, but never act and never believe until you have seen the fruits, until you have seen their actions. Everybody, many people, the reason why women especially lose their virginity is because they are believing that the man will do something in future. They are trusting ahead. So women always find themselves in this position whereby they give an allowance. And that is what men always do. They want you to give them an allowance. They want you to give them a benefit of a doubt. They want you to give them the benefit of believing. So they want you to believe them, and then hoping that they will act properly, hoping that they will perform. And a lot of women do that. They give themselves out, hoping that the boy will come out true, that the boy will perform, that the boy will do what he said, that the boy will now give them something back. But in the real sense, the way God has made it to be is that it is the woman that is supposed to respond. It is not the woman that is supposed to give allowance. It is the woman woman is only supposed to respond after she has been convinced that she has seen enough proof and fruits and of the man before. Anyway, the bottom line is that woman is not supposed to be giving allowances. We are not supposed to be giving, to do something in the hope that the guy will perform. We are not supposed. A woman is not supposed to behave like that. A woman is not supposed to, give something, or give herself to a man, hoping to get something. It is rather the opposite. The man must give everything, hoping that the lady will respond. Women are made to respond. For example, it's not by accident that it is the man that is supposed to woo the woman. Why is it that God made it in such a way that men are the ones who fall in love with what they say? Because so that they could be easily wooed. God made men to be the ones that will be the aggressor. God made the man to be the one that will chase the woman. God made the man in such a way, the whole nature is put in such a way that he should be the one sowing into her, proving things to her, and the only thing a woman is supposed to do is to respond. So women are only supposed to respond to the proofs and to the arguments of the man. So the man is supposed to approve himself. And let me show you another example. So in a relationship, how a man approaches a woman, that is already a proof to us that it is not the woman that is supposed to, give an advance or benefit to the man. It is the man that's supposed to come and prove himself. That's supposed to come and prove himself. And the woman responds only after she has been convinced. But the problem we have with women is that they are normally convinced by hearing. They are normally convinced by the stories. But what is supposed to be happening is that the women are only supposed to be convinced by his action. By his action. Let his actions convince you. Let his fruits convince you. Not his words should convince you. So, and women are always, basing their decisions on hope. Women are always basing their decisions on faith and hoping. That is not the way it's supposed to be. Women are supposed to base their decisions and their response on fruits, on facts, on concrete things that the guy has done. So another proof that the woman is supposed to respond is that, even when we talk about childbearing, the man is the one who goes into the woman and leaves some seed in her. He leaves his seed in her, and it is later on that the body of the woman will respond. So the woman only responds. That's the way God created the woman to be. She responds by pregnancy, by becoming pregnant and giving birth. But she only responds to the seed that has been planted into her. That is how life is supposed to be. The body of the woman only responds, and that is the whole thing. The Bible also says that women should obey their husbands as unto the Lord. But she doesn't have any business obeying the husband if the husband has not loved her first. So it is a response to his love. As response to his love, when you love your wife as Christ loves the church, and she responds by obeying. So it makes things easier for her. So that is one thing that every woman should pay attention to. Don't just run and believe words that people say to you, and that leads to brokenheartedness. So the principle is this: judge others only by their fruits. Judge others only by their actions, not by their promises. Judge people, especially men, only by their fruits, by their results, by their actions, rather than by their promises or by their good words or by their potentials or by their by their promises. Now, there is a reason why women tend to fall into that deception. There is a reason why women tend to believe men and give men the benefit of a doubt and believe. The reason is because there is the mother instinct in every woman. The mother instinct is that, you have pity. You begin to pity them, and you begin to, say, oh, maybe, no, who knows? Well, let me just pity. Let me just, give him a chance. But when it comes to men, this is your life. Don't give pity. What about if he will perform? What about? Let him perform first before we now talk what about. Let him perform not just one time. Let him perform twice, third time, fourth time, fifth time. Let him perform very well first. If he's not good, if he has not proved to you many times, multiple times, his validity and the truthfulness of his words, don't just follow him. Don't just follow him. Withhold your natural instinct of a woman. Withhold that for some time. Just hold it back until you see him really prove that he is who he says he is. So don't judge people by their words, judge them by their actions and by their fruits. And you too, you too should judge yourself by your actions. You too should judge yourself by your actions, not just by your intentions. Or some people are not bad; they might have good intentions, but between intentions and implementations is a long road. It's a long road. So yes, it might be true. You might be right that the guy is a good guy. Yes, you might be right that he has good intention. Oh yeah, that is true. But good intention is just like an abstract. It's just like an illusion. Between good intention and implementation, that is what separates the boy from the man. That is what separates the boy from the man. Will he be able to implement the good intention he has? So that is when you are supposed to wait. And that is when you are supposed to really try things out and find out, okay, he has a good intention, but let me see his capacity. Does he have the capacity to perform those good intentions? A lot of men have fantasy in their head. They have good intentions, good fantasies. But having good intention doesn't mean to have the muscle to be able to bring it to pass. Having good intention doesn't mean to have the stamina to be able to bring it to pass. So when I tell ladies that never agree to marry a man who doesn't have a car, or who doesn't have 2 cars, or a house, or a certain amount of income, and who cannot provide for you a house help, or just all the things that you need. And they said, why? Well, we need to have some fruit. We need to have some, it might have good intention. Oh, it's good, I don't care what are the good intentions he has. What has he done? We need the track record. We need the track record of what he has already done. What has he accomplished? Where are the fruits? Where are the real results of his life? What are the proofs that he's able to perform in real life? What are the proofs that, that he has been able to overcome challenges? What are the proofs that he's a specialist in surmounting life challenges? What are the proofs that he has been able to overcome financial challenges in his life? What are the proofs that he has been able to overcome life challenges, relationship challenges, conflict challenges, relationship challenges, social challenges? What are the proofs that he's already self-sufficient and independent all by himself? I want to see the proofs. I want to see what he has done in his life. I want to see his results. So when people tell women that women should not go after successful men because they are rich or because they have money, who should she go after? She wants her to go after the ones that have not done anything in life, who are failures, so that they will totally ruin her life? Of course, that's stupidity. A stupid woman only goes to marry a poor man. Only a stupid woman will marry a poor man. If you have your head if you have your brain in your head, if you have some brain in your head, you are going to marry a man that is already proved with his track record that is successful. You are going to follow a man and listen to a man that has been able to have some results. You must see with your own eyes, not just his intentions, not just his potential. You don't want to marry potential. You want to marry some of the results he has seen. You want him to prove to you what he has done. And if the only thing he has done is failure, he has a track record of failure there, failure here, and then you say, well, nobody can be perfect. Well, you will soon discover what it means not to be perfect. It's going to ruin your life. It's going to ruin your life. It's just going to trample you under his feet. So if the whole thing he has had is failure there, run for your life. Run for your life. He's got to prove to you the results that he has had. What are the real tangible results? Real meaningful results. We must have his credit history. If he doesn't have any credit history, forget about it. We must have the credit history of success, not credit history of failure. So women, just relax and let him be running about, let him be shouting. It is not shout that you should follow. By their fruits you shall know them. That's what Jesus said. By their fruits you shall know them. Okay, that is number 2 tip that I want to give to you guys. That is number 2 fruit that I want to give to you. Number 3 tip that I want to give you. Another tip that will help every woman to become self-sufficient and that will set you free from all the stereotype about women, and that will just make you to live your own life peacefully, and that will set you free from a lot of misconceptions, that will set you free from, even a lot of conflicts and a lot of fights and a lot of quarrels. How you can live your life in a peaceful way, not falling into the traps of women and a woman that a lot of women fall into. It's a fatherly advice. It's a fatherly advice. All these tips I'm giving you are actually fatherly advice, right? As a man and as a father and as a pastor. So these are just practical. I'm not reading the Bible to you. I'm just giving you practical advice. It's practical. So this advice is that mind your own business. But let me explain to you what I mean. Mind your own business in terms of women are ridiculously famous for putting their nose where they don't belong. Women are incredibly famous for discussing matters and issues where they have no business in. Women, maybe wrongly, but I think there is a basis for that. Women have that problem. And the only way for you to set yourself free from that reputation as a woman is to live by this principle. Don't put your nose in anybody's matter, in anybody's business if you are not invited. Don't even talk about any other people's business, any other people's lives if you've not been invited into it. It's not your problem. Face your business. Face your business, and make sure that you don't discuss other people's lives. Because, it's a whole business out there, a whole business out there discussing gossips, a whole business out there discussing other people's lives. There is a whole business out there discussing, what did Eleanor Roosevelt says? You remember what Eleanor Roosevelt says? She said something like this. Maybe it's not word for word, that the mediocre people, they talk about problems. Then the losers, the failures, they talk about other people. But successful people, wise people, they only talk about their purpose. Talk about their purpose. So that is one of the most successful women in history, Eleanor Roosevelt. That's one of the most successful women in the whole history that has ever lived. And she knows it. She has the idea that if you begin to talk about other people, you become a loser in life. You become a failure in life. Failures are the people who are putting their nose in other people's business. They want to discuss, did you hear what is happening there? Oh, did you hear what they said about it? Did you just hear? In fact, they have started a whole industry on gossip. Do you know there is a whole industry on gossip? There is a whole industry around gossip. There is a People magazine, there is the Natalie, there is the Cosmopolitan, there is this and that, just gossip. And those magazines and those TV shows that are based on gossip, They are all targeting women. They are all targeting women. So it's a whole industry that is there to deceive women and to captivate women and to put them in some cage of failure, cage that will lead them to failure at the end of the day. So they put beautiful magazines and beautiful pictures and beautiful and gossips. Oh, do you know who this one slept with? Oh, do you know that one I just divorced? Oh, do you know that one I just remarried? Oh, do you know this one slept with that one? Oh, do you know? Ladies, if you really want to become self-sufficient, if you really want to become fulfilled in your own life, look, there are 3 categories of people. The fourth category of people who are the losers are the ones who are always finding out what is happening in other people's lives. Remove yourself from that low category. Remove yourself from those losers club. That is a losers club. People who are just running about finding out what is happening in other people's lives. Don't be bothered by other people's life. Be bothered by your own vision, by your own life. Those are the losers. But the mediocre, the ones that are just, surviving, the mediocres, the people who are just surviving from mouth to whatever I call it, pocket to mouth or whatever. You are just hardly making a living. The mediocres, the average people who are not successful, who are not really failures, but they are not too successful. They are the ones who are always talking about their problems. Oh, I have this problem. They fired me today. Oh, I had that problem tomorrow. They focus on problems. All their lives is from one problem to the other. Oh, my husband said this, my wife said this, my mother said this, my brother said this. Oh, my work is this, my country is that, my problem is this. Don't leave the club of losers by stopping to talk about other people. Leave the club of the club of the mediocres by stopping to talk and living by problems, and begin to live for your vision and for your purpose. You have a purpose. You have a vision in life. You have a destiny. Face it. And even though you are a woman, you can face your vision. You can face your purpose. You can pursue your dream. You can become somebody. Remove your nose from other people's business. That's just it. Remove your nose from other people's business. In fact, as a matter of fact, you should have a policy that if you are not invited into that deal by the person involved, you don't want to discuss it. If it's not concerning you, if it's not thing that has direct relationship with you, you don't want to go and listen. Women just want to talk. They must speak. Women must speak their 20,000 words in a day. And some of the ways we do that is by just going to gossip and talk about, those 2 things. Yeah, and we talk about the problems that we live in. Problem. And then secondly, we talk about other people. So if you really want to become a self-sufficient woman, if you really want to become a successful woman in life, face your vision. God created you for a vision. God created you for a purpose, just like we spoke about yesterday. Face it. Pursue your vision. Pursue your dream. Leave other people's business alone. Let them pursue their own problems. Let them pursue their own vision. You pursue your own. Successful people live for vision. Mediocres live for problems. And failures, losers, live for gossip about other people. They live for gossip about other people. Even if you are invited to other people's issues and other people's problems, ask yourself again, do you really want to do it? Are you sure you are interested in doing that? Because they will make you to be the one at fault at the end of the day. By the time you raise the topic with another person, the other person will begin to make sure that you are the one at fault. They will blame you for it. So it must really consider it many times, and really if it's worth going to discuss other person's problem or not. But don't even begin to discuss without invitation. First of all, get an invitation from the person involved, and then if the people are ready to receive from you, to learn from you, to get your help, then maybe you could consider going to help them. But if if nobody invited you, if nobody's inviting you, and stop it. Don't bother to going to to put your nose in another person's business. Even when they invite you, only go there if they want to learn from you, if they really want to improve their lives, if they really want to learn from you, or you want to learn from them. Those are just the cases whereby you get yourself involved in other people's issues and other people's problems. Otherwise, face your own business, face your vision, face your passion, and fulfill your dreams. Okay. Next point. Next point that I want to talk to you about, the next tip that I want to give you is that very similar to the first one I gave, but it's a little bit different. Women are worry freak. Women are worry freak. And even though they might not be talking, or they might not be fighting, or they might not be hysterical, but they are always worrying. They are always worrying. So how do you get free from that? Well, I've discovered that most of the time, women always worry about other people. And women always worry about what people think about them. Women always worry about other people's actions, other people's deeds, and whatever they think about that, or whatever other people think about them. So how do we resolve that? How do we overcome that? How do we overcome that? Well, let me give you a principle here. The principle is this. If people don't understand, let me give you the principle differently. If you don't understand somebody or something, if you don't understand something or somebody or somebody's action or somebody's reaction, if you don't understand something or someone or their actions or reactions, the principle is this: if I don't understand something happening around me, action or reaction, it is my problem. I will solve it within myself instead of going to create scandal and talking and suspicion. And if I don't understand what this person is doing or why that person is behaving like that, it is my problem. Let me solve that within myself. Now, there is a flip side to that. Also, the second part to that is, if anybody does not understand you, or if anybody does not understand me, it is their problem as well. So let me say that again. If I don't understand somebody, why they behave the way they behave, I shouldn't be going to pick a fight, and I shouldn't be going to suspect the person. I shouldn't be going to accuse the person of something. I shouldn't be going to fantasize about the person, or to accuse the person, or to pick a fight, or to hate and be angry, and I destroy myself and I destroy a relationship that way. So when I don't understand other people, when I don't understand why things are happening, let me go and study. Let me go and grow. Let me go and find out answers for myself. It is my problem when I don't understand other people, why they behave, why either I leave them alone or I just go and get an answer for myself. I don't go and begin to accuse people, point fingers, hate people, get angry, get aggressive, hate the whole world, get into depression. I leave it alone. Or I go and find explanation for these people and let them go and, give them the benefit of the doubt. Or I find an answer for myself and get myself into a place of peace. That is, if I don't understand what is happening, or I don't understand other people. But if other people don't understand me, because this is where women also suffer a lot. When people say, oh, you don't understand me. Wait, if other people don't understand you, if they don't understand you, it is also their own problem too. It's their own cup of tea. It's their own headache. Let them go and solve it among themselves. The most important thing is that you know what you are doing. You are convinced about your actions. You know you are right. You know what you are doing. You have done what you believe. You are acting according to your belief system. You are acting according to your value. You are moving on in life. But if you are going to be going back to find out and say, oh, they don't understand me. Oh, they misunderstood me. Oh, what are they thinking about me now? Oh, so it means they might be thinking that I'm bad. Oh my God, but I'm not as bad now. Leave them alone. Let them resolve their own problem. Now, their problem now, what do you kill yourself about? Why should you kill yourself? Why should you hurt yourself and be having sleepless night just because somebody does not understand you? It is their problem. Let them go and resolve it. So when people don't understand you, when they don't understand your actions, when they don't understand your reactions, when they don't understand your behavior, when they don't understand your belief system, when they don't understand your values, when they don't understand what you are doing, what you have done, what you are doing, or why you are behaving like that, most of the time women are always worried that they don't understand them. Most of the time women are always concerned. Women are always troubled. Women are always killing themselves, condemning themselves, and trying to, they lose their peace, they lose their joy, they are worried, they are always thinking, trying to get into the mind of another person. They are trying to get into the mind of another person, and they are trying to, assume some things. They are painting some pictures. Oh, maybe he's thinking I'm now bad, or maybe he's thinking that I'm this person, I'm this horrible, and then they are trying to perform, then they are trying to behave, then they are trying to. It destroys women's life. It destroys your life when you live like that. So the principle is this: if somebody does not understand me, it is his own headache. I said what I believe, or I did what I know to be right, I did what I need to do, I am moving on with my life. You don't go and begin to wonder and begin to build an altar about how they understand you or they didn't understand you, or who understands you or who didn't understand you. Learn to set your heart free. Learn to set your soul free. It is their own problem to find out what you mean. Or if they need to really find out what you mean, let them come and talk to you. Let them come and ask you questions. If they don't, it is their own cup of tea. But if you are going to be worrying for other people, if you are going to be worrying for what people might think, they might be thinking, this is what might be happening, or maybe they are thinking like this, maybe they are thinking like that, you are going to get yourself sick. You are going to get yourself hypertension. You are going to, just make yourself crazy. You are just going to run crazy. And it's because women normally they want to be portrayed as good by other people. You want other people to think you are good. You want other people to think well about you. So that's why we are always concerned about these things. We are thinking that, I don't want them to think that I'm bad. I don't want them to think that it's not your problem. Your life will speak for you. Your fruits will speak for you. Your righteousness will speak for you, or your focus will speak for you. Your vision will speak for you. Just keep your cool. Keep on doing your own thing. Keep on bringing your own fruits out. Keep on becoming or doing who you are, becoming who you are. Keep on just living your own life. Sooner or later, people who don't understand now will understand later. They will catch up later on. If they need to, they will find out later. And there is no lie that can live forever. Only truth can live forever. So they will catch up. People change their opinion all the time. So people who you are worried about today, they might change that opinion tomorrow. Or some people will never change. Usually focus on your own life. Focus on your own vision. So I hope you got the principle, right? That when people don't understand you, don't worry for them. Don't worry about them. Keep on living your own life. Don't be seeking for people's approval. Don't be dying to get people's approval or to get people's opinion about you and to make them to think about you by all means, and then that way you are killing yourself by worrying. But the only thing you need to think about and try to work on yourself on is when you do not understand people's opinion. Make up your mind not to judge them. Make up your mind either to bless them and leave them alone, or to study, find out the reasons why maybe something they are doing. But don't always judge people. Don't don't begin to think bad about people. Don't say that it's my own problem. If I don't understand them, it is my problem. It is not their problem. Don't put blame on other people. Put blame on yourself. If I don't understand, it is my problem. If this person is behaving like this, if this person is doing this, and I don't understand why he's doing like that, it is my problem. It's me who don't understand something. It's me who misunderstood something. It's me who is supposed to change. It's me who is supposed to find out. It's me. Or if I don't find out, if I cannot find out, if I don't understand, I will just leave the person alone. Don't be thinking negative about other people. Don't judge other people. So if you don't understand other people's behavior, leave them alone. Or you grow, you know that it's your problem. Don't be saying, oh, it is his problem, it is our problem, he's doing that, he's doing that. And the same thing, when other people don't understand you, don't begin to go and worry for them and say, oh, they don't understand me. Oh, I want them to understand me well. Oh, they might be thinking about this. No. So there are two sides to it. When you don't understand other people, don't blame them, don't judge them, don't point fingers at them. Just know that this is your own problem. But when people do not understand you, it is their own problem also. Just leave them alone. Don't begin to worry about them. Don't begin to do ugly thinking about them as well, and about yourself. Don't begin to put yourself down and be worried and all that. So these are. Don't begin to look for who to blame. Don't play blame game. Don't ever play blame game. A lot of women are having cancer today, especially breast cancer, because of this problem. Women don't know how to let things go. A lot of women don't know how to let go when they don't understand situations, when they don't understand why people behave the way they behave, or when they don't understand why people did bad things. Let it go. Let it go. The longer you hold on to it, the more probability that you will fall sick. The more probability that thought, that evil thought, that negative thought will become a cancer to you. It will become a sickness to you. It will become a growth, a lump, something. So when you don't understand something, it's your problem. Either you just let it go, stop blaming people. If you begin to say it is other people's problems, it will lead you into trouble. It will lead you to trouble. Just say, okay, I am the one who needs to settle this in my own heart. I leave it alone. I don't want to blame other people. He's not to blame. I leave him alone. He doesn't have any problem. It's my problem. So you resolve it within yourself. And if other people don't understand you too, don't die because you want other people to understand you well. Know that God knows you. You know yourself. Focus on where you're going. God's opinion is the most important thing for you. And people who know you, people who really know you, they know you. They trust you. So, and they understand things about you properly. Don't be worried about those ones who don't know you or who don't understand about you properly. So your reputation is in the hand of God, and worry less about that. Move on. For people who love you, you don't need to prove anything to them. The only people who demand proof are people who don't know you or who don't love you enough. People who love you, they don't demand any proof. They have received you anyway. They have accepted you anyway. So, what was the time? Wow. Okay. So let's go ahead and share this link. I don't know if you have shared the link or not. I will continue tonight. Tonight. So if you have not shared this link, let's go ahead and share the link right now. Go look for the share button under your video somewhere, and write something there. Write some remarks and write some of your thoughts and some of your comments, and let people know that maybe it's worth listening to or not. So let's quickly go and share the message. Let's go and share the message. Then I will be reading what you write. I will be reading what you people have been writing. Okay. Gladys Nshang says, thank you, sir. When you are self-sufficient, you make and take personal decisions. You don't give room for social attention and allow people to manipulate you or care about people's opinion concerning you. Pastor Sunday, you are a genius. And I love what you said. The truth will germinate one day. Yep. Ngozi Okap said, yes, if they need to understand me, they will come around me and ask me. Yes. Pearl says, only God has access to a man's heart. Who am I to change someone's mind? That's so true. TY, don't be quick to judge other people, right? Funmilayo Agape, you are right, sir. Our culture in Africa made us give us that mentality of saying or thinking of what people will say. In fact, my mentality changes when I came to the Western world. Thank you for more understanding, sir. Pat Agbon says, don't take paracetamol for another man's headache. That's well said. Ngozi Awolesi, thank you, sir. This message is for me. Lola Favor said, Pastor, God's wisdom is overflowing in your life. You are a gift to humanity. I pray His grace upholds you to the end. You have been a blessing to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nkiru Ojimadu said, she just posted an article or video this morning that who do you blame? Lizzie, she says, your fruit will speak for you. Your action will speak for you. So don't worry or judge about what they think about you. Olufunmilayo Dina, don't put blame on other people. Don't judge other people. Leave them alone. Paul David, take responsibility. The burden lies with you. Be accountable. Don't look outward to blame. Yep. Adeshola Adeshina, take the blame. Don't judge others. Worry less about what people think about you. Yep. Happy Edema, leave people alone. Stop judging people because you are not in their shoes. Elizabeth Adeshola said, pleasing God is our assignment, not pleasing men. Well said. FZ by Irabo, if they don't understand you, don't worry about them. Wow. Ifel Machinedu, this is very deep. Oh. Laura said, very true. Okay, Aya Ine, let go of cancer through worry. Ade Shola Adeshina, let it go if you don't understand. Yeah. Davida, live at peace with all people. Pat, take responsibility for your own action. Nkiru, yes, sir. Most sicknesses are from anxiety, worry, stress. Set yourself free, ladies and gentlemen. Flee from worry. TY, that is it, Dr. Adelaja. God's opinion. FZ, but it's not possible for everybody to understand you or love you, so why worry? Shinwe, women, with all due respect, please reflect on Pastor Sunday's words. We are all busy making supporting statements. Meanwhile, most of us are deeply rooted in these categories of behaviors. We need to digest the new knowledge, apply the principles, and make conscious effort to make change for the preservation of human relationship and our peace of mind. Let us work on our attitudes and behaviors. Don't worry about those who do not know you. Shegun Fatuma, one lesson I've learned over time is to follow my heart. Whether you understand me or not is in as much as I do my best to listen to others' opinion. Paul says, people who demand proofs are people who don't know you or trust you, right? T.Y. says, yes, sir, when you truly love someone, you believe in them, right? Sarah Osaho, I am really blessed. Pastor, this message is a blessing. Words of wisdom. Thank you. Nena Shi said, continue, sir. Nena Shi, have you received my reply? Because I've replied you. I hope you got my letter already. I'm waiting for your own reply now. Winifred quotes 1 Timothy 4:7, says, have nothing to do with godless myths and old wives' tales. Rather, train yourself in godliness. Fumulayo says, thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you for more enlightenment to this. May God continue to strengthen you in your journey. Happy Edema, I don't have to explain anything to anybody. My problem, my business, and I'm accountable for my actions. Adeshola, God knows you. You know you. Some people truly know you. God is the only one who you should please. Care not about what people who don't know you are saying. May God bless you. Steve Osarete, wonderful deliverance. Great tips, Pastor. Isaac David, needing no outside help in satisfying one's basic needs, especially with regard to production of food. Okay, I in a God I don't know, maybe bless you so much. What a way to enter into a new month. T.Y. Moore, wow, need to hear this again and again. Saturate my whole being with it. It will make it will make me a wholesome person, right? Shigo, words of wisdom, transformational. I say again, this is not so common sense. Karina Stave, love without expectations. Olayinka Shehu, Dr. Adelaja, thank you so much for your labor of love. You are setting a lot of people free. Shinwe Ananaba, thank you, Pastor. You have spoken with wisdom. Patience, thank you, sir. And God bless you. Nena Shi, you are a very kind person, sir, to have brought out time for us on this topic. May my God bless you for this wonderful work. Elizabeth Adeshola, thank you so much, Dr. Adelaja. God bless you. If you love yourself, you will treat yourself right, yes. Anne-Marie, great teachings, Dr. Adelaja. I've been watching from Ohio, USA since last week. It's worth staying up for. Free, life-changing information. Thank you. Noel, this message has enlightened me to be capable before going after a lady for a relationship. Mabel, God bless you, Dr. Adelaja, for these great and timely messages. Nkiro Jimadu, thank you, Pastor, for loving us so much. I will keep on developing myself. I will keep on increasing my self-esteem. I will work more and more towards self-sufficiency. No one's opinion matters anymore. Gregory Femi, Pastor, God bless you and keep you for us all. Aderemi, you have said it all, Pastor. May the Lord continue to bless you with more knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Gift Amos, well done, my mentor, for this woman retreat. You are playing fatherly role for us. Theodore Otto, I've sent you email severally, but I've not received any response. I can't remember that name. My address is pastor@godembassy.org. pastor@godembassy.org. Debafu, value added. Thank you, Dr. Adelaja. Yvette, this was an answer to the situation in my group, Pastor. Thank you. God answered prayers. Wow. Winifred Akwan, The Bible also says in 1 Thessalonians 4:11, make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, so mind your own business and to work with your own hands. Ufoma says, thank you, Pastor. Much love. Off to school. Running. Gregory, please, I really need to talk to you, sir. I have been calling. No answer. Okay, we'll see. Bro David, Pastor, thank you for using me as an example in class because I get the message. I have been defensive for a while, so I disabled many relationships, even within family, that I have rendered them handicapped, or I have a reputation of being the truth police, and I got to the face of people's, speaking lies, minding my business, and just staying away mentally. I found more fulfillment in that. People turn around to apologize for the things that happened years ago, and I can't recall it, or they bring it to my remembrance because my actions vindicate me. Yeah, sooner or later it will. Patience says, people need more of these tips. Yeah, I'll give you more tonight. Onyeye Okoro, may God bless you for this teaching. Sir, you are too much. This teaching is delivering people. Oluwa Fumilayo, I have gained so much today. Thank you, sir. I have purpose to play it cool. If any has a problem with me, let them find out, and that is their problem. For me, I would trust God to help me to be the best lady, woman I can be. I want to make heaven. Cassell David, my life is not going well right now. Oh, wow. I advise you to go and look for all my other teachings. Begin to listen to them as much as possible. They will really help you. Thomas Arthur, if the foundation of the righteous is destroyed, then it turned into, what would the righteous do? Yeah. Pat Agbon, thank you, Pastor, for that beautiful happy birthday song and prayers. I appreciate, sir. Best birthday wishes ever. Thank you, everyone, for your prayers too. Thank you, Pat. Happy birthday again. Gift Amos. The Bible says, is a man give that makes a room for him. Or her. Let women lean and make her husband, family, friends proud. Thank you, mentor. Okay, additional. I hate gossip, hence I have very few female friends. A lot of us are so rooted in minding other people's business, and it is gossip that strengthens this so-called friendship these days. I sincerely hope we change this act. Happy New Month, sir. Cecile, God spoke to me this morning, Doctor. I understand and know what I have to do. Thank God for your life. Your life is a blessing. Pastor Sunday, what can I say? Thank you for your selfless sacrifice. More wisdom in Jesus' name. That's Olufemilayo. Galina Kirishenka is very good. You not only point to women weakness, but give advice what to do with them. Thank you. From Elijah Agape. In fact, Pastor Sunday, Adelaja headline should be called Free Life Changing Platform. Thank you for your time. Happy Edema. I'm blessed. Thank you. Ngozi Awolese, please, can someone get your messages on YouTube? Oh, yes. Go to Sunday Adelaja Official, and that's my site on Facebook. On YouTube. You see all the messages there. Steve Osarete, how can we benefit from the HMT this month since we cannot make it to Kyiv? Yes, the HMT in Kyiv, the training where I bring people from all over the world, is taking place from the 6th to the 12th of this month. So it's maybe 2 weeks to the time. from the 6th, or maybe 1 week actually, next week, it's starting next week, from the 6th to the 12th. So if you are still interested, you can still make it. You have to write to guest@godembassy.org. Guest, like visitor, guest at God Embassy, one word, godembassy.org. But then we'll be showing some of those teachings as well on. We'll be showing some of them. Ngoya Shari, thank you so much, Pastor. This teaching has given me a lot of confidence again, and I'm so proud and happy to be a woman. Blessings to you. All right, guys. See you people tonight. I'll be back tonight, so we'll continue tonight. God bless you all. Bye.